Welcome back, everybody. I'm Scott. Here are the bricks. Let's go to review. And sorry for the lack of videos. I've been recently just so busy with midterms, stuck in my deep depression cave, that I've had one hand on the keyboard and another on a comically large Hellboy replica gun. And I swear, if I have to write one more paper, I'm going to use it. But to bring me out of these shadows, I have with us my favorite piece of Chinese propaganda, the Monkey King Ultra Mech 80045. And let me tell you guys, this boy is thick. This is 80045, the Monkey King Ultra Mech for the Monkey Kid lineup. For those who don't know Monkey Kid, basically, it's the Chinese equivalent of the Ninjago series based on the Journey to the West stories, the Monkey King mythos from Chinese mythology. So that's pretty cool. You might not see the cartoon if you had. It came out in 2020. I think it's still running, and you can watch episodes on Amazon Prime. Not really shipped over here in the States. Actually, you can't really find Monkey Kid sets anymore on the shelves because Lego pulled them because nobody was buying them because this is their Chinese lineup, and that's understandable because I honestly saw them and did a hard pass. Same thing on the Chinese lunar sets. They're cool, but they're not something that I really appeal to this market, so I understand. But this thing is fucking awesome, and is one of the reasons why I had to grab it, and I bought it online. It retails for $160. I got it for $60. Thank you, Insider Points. And for 1,705 pieces, I think this is a really damn good deal. Off the bat, this thing is huge. He is comparatively on par to size with the Lego Technic Darth Vader set, and he kind of matches up with the Optimus Slime that we have reviewed earlier. You can both check those out and other reviews that I've done. So it's a pretty hefty boy, and I really enjoy the girth and the size that we have here. It's a lot of things to do, a lot of different attachments, a lot of cool things for this set. Plus, you even get a little, little fighter that comes on with it. But we'll dig more into that as we dig into the set. It does come with 6 minifigures, which is outstandingly awesome. I do not know anything about this show nor the lore of any of this because I just don't frankly care. I saw the set online and I thought it was just the coolest fucking thing in the world, and that's why I bought it. So, that being said, I will not know much about any of the stuff I talk about when it comes to like actual in-universe lore or playability or something like that. I'm just basing this review on the set itself. That being said, let's go ahead and knock out those minifigures that I have no idea who they are, but let's check them out. Alright, and for minifigures we have Lion Guy with a wonderful cloth cape and a nice headpiece, and then we have the Golden Winged Eagle. That's cool, I like his headpiece. The Yellow Tusk Elephant. Monkey Kid Power-Up, which I guess is his suit. Monkey King himself, and everyone's favorite, Mr. Tang. So, don't know much about these characters, so I'm not going to go highly in detail, which is a sad thing because these characters are highly detailed. I absolutely love everybody, especially Mr. Tang. Don't know what the fuck he does, but he's just sleeping and he has 2 faces. Everybody pretty much has 2 faces for the most part. I think the only one who doesn't have it will be the elephant dude and Golden Wing, yeah. But everybody else has 2 faces. They all have wonderful headpieces that come together. I especially love the main, I guess they're bad guys because they're fighting on the back of the box. Get that in frame. Yeah, they're doing something, so I'm guessing they're bad guys. But these guys are awesome. They have their own weapons. This actually thing comes with a lot of accessories, which when I look on the box, I guess they go for the other characters. You get a rake, you get this, you get this thing, you get another thing of those, you get an axe, and then you get this, whatever that is. I don't know what those are, but you get them. They don't happen to fit with any of the characters, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the Monkey King. He's pretty high detailed. I also like his staff. The Monkey Kid's okay. He's got a list of stuff. He got knocked down. And again, Mr. Tang is pretty awesome. All these figures pretty much have leg printing, which is fantastic, and wonderful arm and have wonderful torso printing. The only thing that sucks about all of them is that they do not have arm printing, and that makes them one step away from awesomeness because they could be Ultimate Collector style awesomeness, but they're just not a quality. I don't know what's going on with his face. I guess he does that. He just gets a staff for some reason. That's kind of bullshit if you ask me. Elephant Dude's pretty dope. I really like his thing. I like his little bombs or whatever those are. And this dude, the Golden Wings things, that's nice. That's cool. That's kind of like a mandible jar. It's kind of loose. Not my favorite thing to do, but looks pretty good. I like the lion. His cape needs to come down a bit more. I guess I put that on wrong. But I really, really love the printing style on their chest places. That's also nice. I like that color too. But I think Mr. Tang really stands out because he sleeps. And he has this wonderful nerd face on the bottom. I don't know who that is, but I think he's fantastic. And he probably has some of the best printing in here. I think so. Yeah, good quality for the minifigures. Wonderful printing and everything like that. So, shame I don't know him. All right, let's go to the set. Alright, and on to the main build itself. This is the Ultra Mech, and honestly, it's very impressive in scale and build, and just overall presentation. I fucking love it. It just looks fantastic. A lot of reds, a lot of blues, and a lot of gold. Very, very, very much reminiscent and on par with the Chinese Lunar New Year sets. So you do really kind of stick with that color scheme, which I like that. It's a nice change of pace from building the dark bluish grays and the light bluish grays that you get usually when you have a lot of other mechs and robots and Star Wars sets. So there's a nice little break from that kind of repetition of color schemes. The build itself is very much repetition filled. You get 2 arms, 2 legs, which obviously you're going to build the same thing over and over again, but it's okay. You can just knock them out very simply, ×2 it, everything like that. They weren't that exciting, but I did like adding all the extra details, especially in the knees and on the ankles and the feet, especially in the skirts. I like using the skirts too. That's pretty dope. I also really enjoyed building the head and some parts of the torso. The torso is okay, but the head is probably the more interesting thing, and I really enjoyed that as well. It's just nice to have it. It does have a light brick inside of it, which I will show off in 1 second as we get more in detail about it. But overall, the build wasn't as boring as you think it would be. You do have repetition in it, and it's pretty sturdy. It does stay well. Nothing really aggravates you falling apart, and I think the most boring part, honestly, would have to be that staff, because the staff is repetition a lot. But look how big that staff is. That staff pretty much is taller than the entire set itself, and it has some weight to it, which is kind of fantastic. That being said, even though this has been a very interesting build, not boring, and it looks fantastic, doesn't mean it's not free of faults. Let's go ahead and start digging into those faults as I scream my head off. Okay, we're getting up close and personal, and one of my biggest complaints is really the lack of mobility of the head. And the legs. So you have a lot of mobility in the arms, a lot of articulation there, and it's fantastic. You can bend it very easily up and down. You can go with this, you can do this way, you can move like that. Your fingers even have articulation, as you can see right here, which is fantastic and it's awesome. But what lacks a lot is the legs and the head, because this head can only go side to side. It cannot go up, cannot go down. If it does go up, it opens the cockpit inside, which is not really detailed at all either, so no real big surprise there. The only about detail you have is on this one plate right here, which is detailed out with a sticker. That's about it. But yeah, you can't really do anything else, but you do have the ability to light up its head, which you can see right there. So the light brick is kind of cool, but I don't think that's really, enough for me. I'm kind of spoiled from Optimus Prime's head, and his head's really awesome because he can move around, has more function to it. This one does not. I'm also not a fan of the leg articulation, which is right in the bottom here. So with the legs here, I have them in a nice stance, but if you look at the legs here, what happens is he can go inward like this. Ooh, move my staff. Which is fantastic, but he's a little shaky. He kind of reminds me of the dancing Santa Clauses from the 90s, which is, we'll throw back there, but very much reminds me of that. So not really the best in sturdiness. He can hold his own. You do have some rubber stoppers on there, and his ankles actually move, which is fantastic, so you can blend it in. So you can bend it in. But yeah, that's pretty much it. He doesn't bend in the kneecaps at all. That's pretty set in stone. Nothing really there for the articulation on that. And you can bend his legs all the way out. Let me just grab you like such. But that's about it. You can also probably go a little bit in the back, but that's, for movement-wise, that's all you get. I also kind of wish these Technic hinges right here could be in the color scheme of red or black, just to kind of blend in better with the whole mech itself. Not really crazy about how it just kind of stands out. But that's pretty much all the cons I have on the main set itself. He's still a pretty impressive boy here. I enjoy it a lot, but I am kind of bummed out that, you're spending $160 for the set, for a play set, and you can only put your head sideways, and your legs don't really bend as much. So you can't really do a lot of crazy poses that you wish you could do. That being said, let's go into a few more little minor details that I also do not like. Some other small issues really kind of go into the detailing here. So obviously you will have some panels here that are meant to hide some of the naughty bits that you don't want to see. Realistically, some of the large gaps in the set. You have these little plates here, which I don't really sure what they are. They're more blade holders, but they're only held on with some hinge plates, and honestly they're very easy to come off, so that's kind of annoying to do. Not really a fan of that, because if you're playing around with them a lot, he can easily snap off. But that's okay for your kid, because they are sturdy pieces, so they don't break off that much. And especially over here on the chest piece, those also are kind of flimsy as well. And on the top here, we have his shoulder pads, which can be a little bit nuisance-y if you don't have them bent in all the way, but that's okay. They still look fantastic, and they do play out well. Like I said, it serves the purpose of very much just getting the job done, of hiding the gaps and adding more detail. The arms are fantastic, no complaints there. But besides some of those things, yeah, I still think he's a pretty solid build. And before we go to playability, I really want to highlight something that's very fantastic to the set, and that's the gold trim on the set. It looks fantastic. I really enjoy it. I think it looks fantastic and it's beautiful. I don't know what the material this is, but this gold trim that we use to put on the back of the wings or whatever these are, fantastic. The ears over here are awesome and beautiful. I really love it. It's like a nice little gold on it, but you can bend it back. Just be careful with those because you don't want to bend them out of shape. And then we only really have one printed piece besides those. I don't really count them as printed pieces, but the one printed piece is the belt piece here with the Monkey King armor face thing. I like that a lot. It's very fantastic. And the rest of the set has a lot of stickers, which are kind of all over the place on the thing. Not annoying this time. I mean, it's a lot of repetition, but once you get one right, you can get all the other ones right. So I really enjoy that. I also think its face looks fantastic as well. But yes, I love the gold trim. I love everything that's gold on this thing, and I think that looks fantastic. Okay, let's go into playability. All right, so this is a child set, which means, well, at least 10 and up, which means you're going to have some playability. And that's great because for $160, you bet your ass you better get some. So first things first, you do have this giant rod that you can easily beat your siblings or parents with if you ever had the chance. I mean, this thing is fucking huge. It's bigger than him. And it's actually kind of wonky. It kind of reminds me of Darth Maul's twin-bladed lightsaber, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's a pretty sturdy thing, and it's a whomper. And I really enjoy the way it is, especially with the gold. It reminds me very much of the Monkey King figure. And yeah, it's fantastic. I think this is a good little playability, which actually it connects with these Technic pieces right here, which just go right in the palm of the hands as I rotate the hands out. And you kind of just put it right there is how that holds it. Not the tightest thing you could do for holding, but it gets the job done, so I'm not 100% mad about it. You just got to make sure you close those fists right and kind of get arms angled out correctly, or you're not going to have a good time. All right, you also have two shooters here, which are kind of blocked right now, which are awesome. Spring-loaded shooters in the top here, which kind of go in the blasters, and those actually come off, and I'll show you how that comes off. You do have an opening cockpit, as showed before, which one figure can fit in comfortably, and then, like I said, you have the light brick ability right there. Besides that, you have posability, and you have a nice surprise on the back. Let me get that one busted open. Okay, and on the back here, we have a very lovely addition to it, which is the Monkey Kid Fighter, I'm guessing what it's called. And it's very easy. All you have to do is just take it off, is swing this back on you. And then you're just going to take it like that with the pieces right here. We're just going to go on that one, actually. This is going to go forward. These are going to come back out a little bit. We're going to move like this way. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This comes off. I'm an idiot. I remember that correctly now. Or does it come off? It does come off. It comes off somehow. How do you come off? Ah, that's correct. So this comes off. This goes back down. This comes here. This goes here. This clicks into shape here. That goes down right there. This comes right here. Have your little turbine engines, which are kind of cool. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take these blades off his side. And these are going to go... Oh, I lost something. Oh, I lost one of the shaders. Okay. And these are going to go right here. And these are going to go right here again. One frame. Cool. And then from here, we're going to take his arm blade, and we're going to put his arm blade right here on the base of it. That comes down, and voila, you have a fantastic looking fighter, which is cool. You can play with this as well if you don't want to play with Monkey King. He does come back around. He has this little lovely tail, by the way. I don't know if I talked about that. This tail is fucking cute as shit. It has a little dangly thing to it. But yeah, it does lose some weight to him, and I think it actually helps him out a little bit. See, this is the problem is you pick it up and those things fall off. No bueno. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so he does lose some weight when he does that, and it doesn't fill him out as well, which is kind of annoying and kind of lame, but he does loosen up and it makes him a little bit more stable, I would say. And yeah, so that's him without it, and that's the fighter on the side, which you can fit one character comfortably in there as well, and you can have your fun. I really enjoy this fighter a lot, actually, especially this part right here. These engines are probably really detailed, and I really like that a lot. The wings I'm not really crazy about because it doesn't look like it's very airworthy. Not the best way you would want to fly, but you know, it gets the job done. And yeah, you can play with that. So you get two little options there, and honestly, if you feel bad that you don't have any vehicles, as I pick up this piece, if you don't have any vehicles to battle the mech with, I mean, unless you buy the other ones for the villains, you can put a villain in this and you can have probably a somewhat fair fight. So that's a plus to me, because there's always a problem with that when the villains don't have much to do and are just kind of there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the playability of the set, and that pretty much wraps everything up on that. So let's go ahead into the conclusion. And that, my friends, is the Monkey King Ultra Mech 80045, 1,705 pieces. It's fantastic. I really enjoy it. It was a very fun build. It got me out of a nice little slump. It was a nice light of my life, light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm very happy that I actually went out of my way and got it. It's something that I probably would have never gotten or experienced because I'm kind of out of my comfort zone, a set that I really don't care about. I don't really care about Ninjago sets, so this to me was kind of in the same vein, but to actually building it, I really enjoy it, and maybe I might give those sets more of a shot, especially since I have a large mech lineup. But all praise aside, it does have its faults. You do have some lack of articulation in the legs, so posability is not really there for some of the times, but he does have a lot of playability, which kind of makes up for it, so you can have a lot of amazing adventures. A little less comfortable on the stable side of things. He might be a little wonky, but that's okay. He can stand up on his own, and it can hold its own. I do enjoy the 6 minifigures that it comes with, even though I have no idea who the fuck they are or what they do. But I think that's a nice, large variety for this set, especially for $160. You expect something of that style. And Little Jet is something that is cool, too. If this is Chinese propaganda, then consider me sold. I am brainwashed. I enjoy it. Monkey Kid is kind of awesome, and I might try out the show. Anyway, go get it if you can. Order online and go buy one for yourself, because I feel like these are going to be a worthy piece of anyone's collection. I'm Scott. Those were the bricks, and that was the review. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to enjoy my Ultra Mech and all of its glory. Thank you for all the love and support that you have been giving me. And like and subscribe as always if you enjoy the content, and look out for more. And if you have any suggestions or anything that you want to see, just hit me up in the comments or whatever, and I will get to it if I can. And if I don't, and if I completely ignore you, I apologize. I'm just a failure in that. So, again, thank you, and thank you. Thanks.